Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to yield 3 minutes to my colleague on the Energy and Commerce Committee, a veteran himself, Air Force pilot, my good friend Adam Kinzinger of Illinois.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the gentleman yielding. Mr. Speaker, the Veterans Emergency Medical Technician Support Act will help our veterans and our communities by assisting states to reduce burdens for military medics who want to become civilian EMTs. Emergency medical technicians are an important part of the medical workforce and, as first responders, are critical to our goal of combating the thousands of opioid overdoses each year. EMTs respond to hundreds of thousands of overdoses. In 2014 alone, EMTs responded to 240,000 calls where naloxone was administered. According to the Department of Labor, the demand for EMTs and paramedics is expected to increase by 33% by the year 2020. This expected shortage is on top of some communities already reporting a shortage of EMTs. My legislation, the Veteran EMT Support Act, HR1818, works to address this by helping states streamline requirements and procedures to assist veterans military EMT training in the armed forces meet the certification, the licensure, and other requirements to become civilian EMTs. Although some service branches train military medics to EMT national certification standards, states generally have required additional training for state licensure. This creates a barrier for service members who've received some of the best EMT training and have practiced their profession on the battlefield. The Veteran EMT Support Act is a common-sense way to help veterans transition into the civilian career, civilian workforce, improve public health, and ensure communities have highly qualified professional men and women to answer challenging emergency calls like opioid overdoses. I'd like to thank Congresswoman Capps for her strong support and advocacy of this legislation. I'd like to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle. And I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to vote in favor of this legislation. Thank you, and I